It's actually a pleasure to be a part of this podcast. The way you conduct them is absolutely amazing. It is quite informative and insightful. So, my kudos to you and the entire team of The Crazy Careers. My name is Vikas Sachdeva, and I belong to the advertising industry, which is touching 99,000 crores worth of business as on date. I am working with ZTV as Executive Vice President, and I take care of the India International Business as Business Head. In the year 2021, Google made $200 billion worth of ad revenue only from the advertising, which is more than GDP of many countries. There is a lot of potential. If we start focusing on the positivity and the opportunity, we will get more of them and we would be able to capitalize on them.
This episode of the Crazy Careers podcast, we are joined by Mr. Vikas Sachdeva, Executive Vice President and Head of India International Business at Z International. Let's get to know the business of media industries, how media companies make money, what drive ad pricing, and why digital print and events plays a unique role in today's fast evolving revenue model of media. I welcome you to the Crazy Careers podcast. Thank you so much for joining us in today.
Thank you, Nida. Thank you so much for having me here. It's actually a pleasure to be a part of this podcast because I have personally seen many of your podcasts, and the way you conduct them is absolutely amazing. I think you have covered people from various segments of industry, different sectors, different business houses and all. So the it is quite informative and insightful. So my kudos to you and the entire team of The Crazy Careers.
Thank you so much. Our pleasure. So before we get into the actual conversation, we would like to know a bit about yourself, your journey so far, and also the work that you do.
Right. So, as you know, my name is Vikas Sachdeva, and I belong to the advertising industry, which is touching 99,000 crores worth of business as on date. Right. I am working with ZTV as Executive Vice President, and I take care of the India International Business as Business Head. I think it's a great month and great time to do this podcast today, Nita. Why I tell you, in the month of May 2004, in May 2004, I started my career, and today, May 2025, we are having this podcast. So this month actually marks the 21 years of my professional journey. And I'm again thankful to you for having me on this podcast. About what I do here is, as I told you, that I belong to the advertising revenue. So whatever business comes to the organization for international feeds from India, I take care of that. And I have been into media. So in the last 21 years, I have worked with various kinds of media organizations like the Times of India, Radio City, Dainik Jagran, Star TV, and then ZTV. During this 2 decade of my service, my career, I have handled multiple categories of businesses, right from a retail to an FMCG brand to an education, fintech, government, spiritual, and you name it, I would have handled it at any point of time during my career. So it's been a great journey. And I feel blessed because when I started way back in 2004, the size of the Indian advertising industry was only 100 crores. Today it is 99,000 crores. So you see the growth, you see the momentum, and you see the entire universe of media is growing like anything. And the best part is, digital at that point of time was hardly some 1 or 2 crores worth of business. Today digital is more than 40,000 crores. So it's a great journey. And I have seen many ups and downs. We saw demonetization, we saw recession of 2007, 2008, various other things, COVID, and now this recent war which we are seeing these days. So it's been a great journey. About my family, if I can tell you, so I come from a business background family. I would be the first person in my entire family who would have gotten into a corporate job. Everybody has been into business, going to store, sitting at the seat, and giving orders to the staff and getting money and counting them, coming back home, but no work life balance. Sundays also they are thinking about business. Saturdays also they are doing the same thing. They have no time for family, no time for anything else. I thought that let me have something different, and touch wood, so far it's been a great journey for me. Though I also feel that if I would have been sitting in my dad's shop, I would be making maybe more money or things like that. But I think I'm happy doing these kind of things, the other side of the story.
Great.
From this, Nita, I have one more passion. So I have been going to all these colleges and universities, and I share my experience and my business journey with the students of commerce and other sectors. So I go as guest talk sessions with some big universities, big colleges on weekends, and I really love that.
Great, great. Considering your extensive experience in this field, I am sure that this session is going to be an insightful one.
Definitely.
Yes, I would really like to start this session with a question which everybody and especially the people who are watching us would really like to know. How does a media company make money?
That's a very good question. So, if I can answer in one line, media companies make money by turning attention into income. I'll tell you one interesting fact. In the year
Mhm.
2021, Google made $200 billion worth of ad revenue only from the advertising. $200 billion, which is, Neeta, more than GDP of many countries.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of potential, and there are some 6 to 7 ways where a media company can make money. I'll tell you. First and the foremost is the advertising. Now you see a full page ad in a newspaper, right? While you are going to office or coming back home, in your car, you would be listening to FM. So you listen to 10-seconder ad on FM, right? In TV, you watch a 30-seconder ad. While watching OTT, you see so many banners coming on TV. And then on a website, you see lot many display ads happening. All these are part of the advertising revenue. Brands pay money to media houses for running these kind of ads. That's
Right.
advertising. Second important source of revenue for media companies is subscription or membership. So these days we take membership and subscription of most of the OTT platforms, right? And for getting newspapers at home from those many years, we have been paying money to the vendor. So this is
Yes.
the subscription money which comes to the media house. Third is licensing and syndication, which means any content produced by one media house can be sold to another network to air it on their particular platform, right? So a show produced in India by an India media house can be sold to a network operator in the US to dub it in their own native language and air it on their channel. And then media
Right.
houses take money for this kind of deal.
Right, right.
Fourth important is event. Now you see so many award shows happening, any international band coming to India and performing, live concerts happening. So when these kind of events happen, media houses make money from ticket selling, from the sponsorship, from the brand partnerships, and various other things. Okay.
Right.
Another source of income which is very, very interesting is the affiliate marketing. So when you go to digital, right, when you're watching any Instagram, for example, or any OTT, or you're going to an influencer's page, what they say that link in comments or link in profile. You click on
Yeah.
the link, go to the e-commerce page of the brand, and if you make some purchase, then some commission comes to that particular influencer also or the media house also. That's called affiliate marketing. Okay.
Right.
There is one more interesting thing which is called, and that's why I told you Google made $200 billion. It was not only just by showing 30 seconds ad. There are multiple ways of it. Another point here is branded content. So for example, a cookery brand, a kitchenware brand, if they want to do an integration with a cookery based show. So while I am the chef, I am making the recipe and I'm using product of that particular brand. It's a very seamless integration. As a viewer, you will not be able to make out, but actually
Click out. Yes.
the brand is paying money for that content and for that integration. And last but
Right.
not the least is the merchandising. So you would see many t-shirts, caps, or keychains made as per the characters of a particular show or a particular movie. That's called
Right.
right. So media houses get into that also. We sell that, we make money out of it. So overall,
So
6-7 ways.
where do we sell the merchandise item? Like on the news website?
Yeah, so we have different websites. We have so website of the media house. You can buy it from there, or maybe some top companies have made their own stores. Like in US, if you visit some stores, you can find those particular items.
Right, right.
So from advertising to merchandising, it's a big, I would say, plethora of making money for media house.
So this is something, yes, I mean, many of us must be wondering, okay, only advertising is the source of income for media industries, but this is something new to learn that not only 1, 2, 3, there are 7 mode of revenue generating model, and of course, like maybe more than that for some few other media houses.
Yes.
So when we say like brand collaboration with media houses, so do brand pay per clicks, views, or it is something entirely different?
To answer this question, the answer is all of the above.
Okay.
depending on the goal. Now, before answering this, I will tell you one interesting fact.
Mm-hmm.
The first clickable web ad was launched in the year 1994. Okay, first ad in which you can click. So, in there is one currency through which we measure the response of the ads on digital. One of them is CTR, which is click through rate. How many
Yeah.
times people are actually clicking on that particular ad? So, in 1994, CTR of that ad was 44%. Today,
Okay.
in this dynamic world, if you achieve 1% of CTR, you think you are doing amazingly great. Believe me, today it's digital jungle out there. There is so much of competition, 44% and 1%, you know. So to answer your question, yes, brands pay as per their objectives. So for example, if a brand has objective of is if a brand is looking at visibility, more visibility, so they will pay for views, right? And the
Right.
currency used there would be CPM, which is cost per thousand impressions. Now,
Right.
if a brand's objective is click, so they will pay as per CPC, which is cost per click. Number of times viewers click on that link, they get charged. Furthermore, if brand is looking for some different kind of action, like say number of downloads or number of purchases or sign-ups, anything happening like that, brands will pay as per CPA, which is cost per action. So in
Right.
digital, you can actually define what kind of target you are having and how much do you want to pay. It is so simple like that.
Right. So, how do we decide for an ad on a TV channel?
Okay, you decide on the basis of RRR, and this RRR is not the movie produced by SS Rajamouli. It is reach, relevance, and results, right?
Okay.
In print media or say in TV, if I talk about TV, you pay as per the reach. So, for example, as a brand, you will decide you want to take ad on an entertainment channel or a movie channel, news channel, or any sports channel. All
Yeah.
these four channels will have a different kind of pricing strategy. Okay.
Okay.
If you select one channel, now within that channel, you have a prime time, which is evening time, and you have non-prime time, which is like early morning hours when less
Right.
people are watching. So prime time will have more rate as compared to a non-prime time band. Another filter here, Nita, is in case there is any special property coming up. Say, for example, any big sports event is happening, or any award show is happening, or any live event, live show is happening, or a non-fiction show. So again, the pricing of this will be higher than a normal show pricing. So these are different parameters on the basis of which clients and media houses they come to an agreement and we decide the price. That's for TV. For digital, it is completely based on the targeting and performance. So suppose I want to do a digital campaign. I will answer the question. I want to target male or female. Okay. I want to target which all locations in India or maybe outside India. I will answer what is the age bracket. Is it 15 to 30 or 30 to 45 or something like that? So different parameters help in deciding the price.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it also varies from media houses to media houses.
100%. So any
Okay.
top rated channel will command a higher price as compared to a channel which is below in that radar, below it in the rank.
So basically, brands decide based on the budget they are having,
Yeah.
like which of the media houses they would like to go. I mean, it should align with their objective as well as the budget they are having.
And that's what the fight is. That's what we as salesperson do in the market. We maintain our networking so strong with the media houses and we keep telling them what are the new things we are doing in our channels so that they are educated and whenever they want to do any planning, they come to us. So yes, you are right.
Right.
It depends on the channel, 100%.
Right. So out of the seven revenue models that you had just mentioned in the first question, so which is the king? I mean, still we can consider ad revenue as the king in the entire revenue model, or are there anything else that is coming up?
It's a very interesting question actually. So this kingdom has actually divided. Now, ad revenue is no more the single ruler, I would say.
Yeah.
Subscription and paywall or membership money is also becoming a very, very important part of it. You will
Right.
understand this from the example that New York Times, we all know what New York Times is, right? The biggest newspaper of the US. They make more money from their digital subscription as compared to the money they make from the print ads. Okay. So today what's happening, though advertising is giving a lot of revenues, We can do branded contents, events, and many other things. But since all of us, we are very busy in our lives, so we have limited time. We want to watch content, premium content on all the OTTs and websites as per our own convenience. We want to be the first to watch those particular series which are coming in the top three OTTs, and also that we tell our friends that I have seen that particular show, right? So to have that luxury, we don't mind paying some subscription money to all these OTTs and some platforms offering premium services, right?
Right.
So this income is actually growing very fast. So in today's dynamic world, if a media house is only and only relying on the advertising revenue, would be little difficult to survive. If that media house clubs this revenue with the subscription revenue and goes for a hybrid kind of model, then sky is the limit. Because one side, you are making money from the advertising. When you are giving subscription, it might be ad free content for them. So actually, you are not making money from that kind of model, but you're making money from the subscription. So from both the sides, you are getting revenues.
Right. How does a sales media team, I mean, a sales team in media and content team work in an aligned way so that the objective is met?
Yeah. So this is actually very relevant question in the current scenario. So if you go as per the definition of a sales team, now sales team will go to the market, will meet the brand, will convince the advertiser and get the revenues. Editorial team, their objective and their KRA is to produce content which resonates with the audience.
Right.
What if the sales and the editorial team work in synergy and collaboration? Then the kind of results will come out would be extraordinary. I'll give you an
Yeah.
example, it will help you to understand it better. Imagine there is one TV show coming on your one of the favorite channels. I'm not asking the name, but any of your favorite channel, a daily show is coming, and the protagonist of the show, suppose his name is, say, Ajay, right? Ajay
Okay.
is not well, he is hospitalized in the show, he's lying on a bed, and Ajay's mother is sitting beside him. Best friend of Ajay, his name is Mukesh, for example. He was not in India. He came back and he just entered the hospital. He went to his mother and asked, Auntie, what happened? I was not there. Tell me if any help is required, any doctor appointment or anything problem you are facing in the hospital. Ajay's mother said, no, Rahul has taken care of everything. Now that guy thinks, who is Rahul? Rahul enters in the scene wearing t-shirt of a life insurance or a medical insurance brand and says, Auntie, everything has been done. I have taken care of the medical bill, doctor's fees and everything. As a viewer, you will think that, wow, what is this happening? But that brand which is coming and entering into the show
Yeah.
using his t-shirt is saying everything.
Right.
So this is called the collaboration between the editorial team and the sales team. So sales team would have gone to the insurance company that we will have this kind of editorial piece. You come on board. And then editorial created this kind of scene so that both are aligned together.
Correct.
Yeah. You think what kind of synergies will come? Because otherwise you will say anything. Rahul will come without wearing that logo wala t-shirt. But if Rahul
Yeah.
is wearing that t-shirt, it is making the entire difference.
Yeah.
Even viewers are thinking, oh, wow, next time if I am in emergency, I will reach out to these people. They are very good and they take care of everything.
Yeah, of course.
That's how the collaboration works.
It has to be delivered in a very seamless way
Yeah.
that we are not directly selling, but we are selling something.
Yes.
So that has to be there.
Yes.
Also, I would like to know what is more profitable for media in today's scenario. Is it digital? Is it print or social media?
If I have to answer about the profitability only, then the straight answer is digital. Okay.
Okay.
Why digital? Because everything is happening in digital. The entire action of today's advertising economy is happening on digital. You are seeing ads, you are seeing subscriptions, memberships, events. Moreover, e-commerce is also happening on digital, right?
Yeah.
Print used to be the biggest profit making proposition some years back, but now since more people are consuming content online, there is a shift, right? So as compared to print, of course, digital is the better profit making proposition these days. You asked about
Right.
events. So whenever there are any kind of events, and I told you that we make money from the ticket sales, from the sponsorships, from the brand
Yeah.
content and various other things. So it is also a growing thing because after COVID, people are more inclined towards going to live events and watching concerts and having that kind of entertainment. This Coldplay thing which happened has done amazingly well for the economy of Gujarat per se, right? The numbers were
Right.
too big. Social media in itself will not give you that much profit because it is helpful in driving traffic and creating awareness. So if I am
Yeah.
having event, I will amplify that event on my social media so that more and more people come to attend that event, and I make money from ticket selling and things like that. So social
Right.
media will not give you direct profit, but it will help in amplify your profits,
Right.
expansion of profits. Yeah.
Because most of the people are there in social media. So it is kind of an agglomeration of the people on social media. We are reaching out to that community to drag traffic to our channels.
Yes, yes. And today, to make noise, if I have to say, there is nothing better than social media. Even if
Yeah.
it's a fake news or it's a real news, you look at the recent example, whatever happening in the last 2-3 days, everything is there in social media. How truth, how false, nobody knows.
Yes. All right. It was really an insightful conversation, and thank you so much for giving us insights on media industries. And of course, I'm sure many of our audiences must not be knowing like how a media company works. And by the end of this episode, it must have been clear to them.
Thank you, Nida. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. So, since I was thinking the name of the podcast is The Crazy Careers, you would be targeting youth. You would have youth as your audience.
Yes.
So, from my own experience, I would like to tell them that we have to be focused. All right. And how, I tell you. So, for example, and I'll give you my own example. I 1 year back I decided to buy a car. We shortlisted on the color of the car, and we decided that we will go for a red car. Right. The day we decided to buy a red car, while I was going to office and coming back to home, I started noticing so many red cars on the road. I was able to see most of the red cars, and I was wondering what exactly has changed. I mean, the number of red cars the production of red cars would not have increased because I decided to buy a red car. It would have been not the case. But the case was that I was focusing on the red car, and my mind was noticing the red cars, and that's why I was looking at those red cars. Same thing happens with us in our lives also. So if we focus on the negativity or the challenges or the problems, we will see more of them. But if we start focusing on the positivity and the opportunity, we will get more of them, and we would be able to capitalize on them. So the entire thing is your focus. Wherever you focus, you will get.
Absolutely. Very beautiful message. Thank you so much for this message.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.